Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. In this video, we are revisiting the PlayStation core for the Analogue Pocket because the developer known as PGA1 has released an update for it. Honestly, it's amazing to see PlayStation even in this state. Does it run at full speed? No. Does it have sound? No. Is it fun to check out? Well, yes. And here we are checking out Bloody Roar, a fighting game where you go between human characters where you turn into beasts and brawl each other out. Now, it does run slow, but it was fun to check out. Now, some of the changes PGA1 has mentioned are now able to skip skippable movies. So previously, if a game, when you booted it up, had to go through a movie, you couldn't skip the movie or it would crash it. If you tried to skip it, it would just hang. It looks like that has been resolved now. As well as that, PGA1 has says added color palette cache for a slight FPS boost. I mean, it's not going to be anything significant. If the game is running at 15 or 20 frames per second and you get it to say from 20 to 22, it's not something you're going to notice in the grand scheme of things because most of these games run at 60 FPS and that's what we're used to. So either way, it's still slow, but it's not as slow from a scientific perspective. And then the final thing that they say is adjusted interrupt timing for a bit shorter load times. Now the load times for this are generally quite long and they are going to be longer. But what we're going to do in this video is we are going to have a look at a few games. So guys, if you enjoy this kind of content, then yeah, a subscription and a like is super duper appreciated. And if you want to support my work further, I do have a Patreon set up. Anyway, let's look at the next game, Bloody Roar KO. I know many people that like this game. So this is Earthworm Jim. It's a game that honestly, I've never really liked. I've tried getting into it. I remember when it first came out, it looks really cool where you're this earthworm. You kind of use your hand to pull your worm body out and then you whip people with that. I mean, that's a very cool concept. But I never got into this game. But as you can see, this is where it runs like on the Analogue Pocket. I do wonder sometimes, can the cartridge port be used for some kind of memory expansion that can get certain games running at full speed? Hopefully one day, maybe with a bit of sound. But hey, one does wonder. But I'll tell you what, one thing that PGA1 has said is they are done with the PlayStation core for now. Whether that's a permanent thing or whether they decide to come back to it later remains up to them. But they are now saying that they are moving over to a NES core. So NES on FPGA, real cartridge, MMC5 support, 15 sprite compatibility. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with the NES. We already have fantastic NES cores on FPGA gaming devices such as the MiSTer and the Analogue Pocket, but PGA1 is a very talented individual. Just the fact that they've made their own PlayStation core out of scratch, they've made it on FPGA, and it's just a miracle that we've got it running in this state on the Analogue Pocket. Guys, I know it doesn't seem like, oh, you're looking at this and you're probably thinking, a cheap Pambernick device can run PlayStation a lot better than this, and you wouldn't be wrong in that as far as like running a game at a better speed, everything like that is there. But just the fact that we've got PlayStation a core on the Analogue Pocket, even if it's like this, is just nothing short of breathtaking. But anyway, here's Earthworm Jim. I think he's taking a bath there. Let's move on to the next game. I'll try and get the name right, but this game here is called Katekita Cyborg Kuro Chan, right? Hopefully I got that right. Maybe I butchered it, who knows? But yeah, it's a 2D side-scroller arcade style game, and here we are running and playing this. What's really interesting is having a look at PGA1's GitHub. They do provide a list of working games. Now guys, in order to get the games working, it's not as simple as just whacking a CHD on your Analogue Pocket's micro SD card or putting a bunch of BinQ files. The games have to be patched and kind of made a specific way. All the games I have are .img files. The sound has been removed from them and maybe something else has been done. I never actually put these games together myself. When I tried, I failed and a buddy of mine helped me. Unfortunately, my friend is really busy. I did try and get them to do some other games to me, but yeah, they were busy. So yeah, I was unable to get more games done. But some of the games that are available and are confirmed working from the developer are Einhander, Ridge Racer, Tabal No. 1, Tabal 2, IS, Internal Section, Saga Frontier 2, Do Prism, Vagrant Story, Raystorm, Ray Crisis, Rockman X4, 5 and 6, Ace Combat 2, 11, Love and Destroy, Metal Game Solid, Integral VR Disc, so that's the VR missions, Valkyrie Profile, Omega Boost, Final Fantasy Tactics, Brave Fencer, Masashiden and Chocobo Racing, Racing Lagoon, Seiken Densetsu, Legend of Mana, G Darius, Silent Bomber, and Xenogears. And users have reported, and I guess maybe I'm included in this, Gunpei, Speed Power Gun Bike, Rukugaki Showtime, Mr. Driller, Harmful Park, Runabout, KT Cyborg Kuruchan, that's what we're looking at here, Bloody Raw, Mina no Golf 2. So quite a few games that have been confirmed, and with this new update, likely there are new games that will now work that didn't work previously. And here we have Omega Boost. Now, the first time I tried this on the Analogue Pocket PlayStation Core, I was like, wow, this game is running at full speed. But honestly, a friend of mine sent me a video of this game running at full speed on the PlayStation. The game is a lot faster. I think maybe it's a sign of growing old where my reflexes are slowing down, and seeing this game slow down slightly still felt like it was rather fast paced. But this looks good. It runs all right. Naturally, like with everything else, there's no sound, but even at a slow pace, this game is so fast. The slower pace seems like maybe easy mode in this, but Omega Boost runs just as it kind of did. Now, an issue that I had with this that I don't think I had it in the previous occasion where I tried this, at the bottom of the screen, well, you may have noticed that the screen looks like it is zoomed in, but at the bottom of the screen there was a white bar that was flashing. So what I did was I kind of got rid of it, and I did that by just zooming into the screen and getting rid of the bottom part. But it was flashing a little bit, so I decided to get rid of it. But yeah, Omega Boost runs as it kind of did last time. So here we have Ridge Racer, and again, racing it in slow. You got the Ridge Racer lady there holding up the little board telling you that race is about to begin. So Ridge Racer doesn't run at full speed, but for some reason, even looking at this, running it slow and playing it just brings me some kind of happiness. And the soundtrack for this lives rent-free in my head. So here we have it, Ridge Racer running on the Analogue Pocket PlayStation Core, and you can kind of play it, but yeah, it's slow. A racing game, you kind of want it at full speed, but hey, I'm always fascinated by what we can actually see. So hopefully one day P-Gate 1 will come back to it, and who knows what kind of state we can get this into. But future implementation plans as to when or if ever P-Gate 1 gets back to this, this is what they are saying on their GitHub. So GPU, transparent drawing, texture blending, SIO, handling save data, Pocket, change resolution, Pocket, sound is simulated using square wave, GPU, draw lines, SPU, pipelined, GTE, processing optimization. So hey, you never know, maybe at some point or sometime in the future, P-Gate 1 will think, oh, you know what, I want to get back to that just to see if I can turn it from 25 frames to 27 frames. Absolutely amazing. So guys, that brings us to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I do like looking at stuff when it's a work in progress, and I like to follow updates with it. This is something I've featured on the channel many times, but I feel like this is something we are not going to cover on the channel again, at least for some time, as the developer P-Gate 1 is moving from PlayStation and they are working on a NES core. I look forward to seeing that NES core on any FPGA platforms that I have and it's made available for, but likely it will be the Analogue Pocket. Again, I'm really curious and interested in seeing exactly what it will bring. But that's really it for this video, guys. Be freaking awesome to one another. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.